You're in Emsolation.
Well, hello there. Well, hello there and welcome to Emsolation. My name is Em Rusciano. I'm a writer, a singer, a stand-up comedian, a maximalist power queen. I'm having the most intense hot flash? I don't know which one it is. I never commit, so I say the word in between, flush.
You feel like more a flash person than a flush person.
Well, it feels like someone's lit the eternal fires of hell
Mordor.
inside. It's Mordor. It's Mordor. And, oh, look, just Google me. This is my show. I do it with my friend. I've had it. I feel like every week I'm saying, everyone's like, how much more can she have? No, I'm going to do it properly. Hello and welcome to Emsolation. My name is Em Rusciano. I'm a writer, a singer, a stand-up comedian, a maximalist power queen, and a neurodivergent magic brain, and a podcaster. And together with my best friend since I was 11, award-winning screenwriter, Mr. Michael Lickis, I bring you this podcast every week. A lot of our autistic Emsolators
Like to, yes, absolutely.
and I get it. And anytime I don't get it out properly, there'll be inevitably be a few messages.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I see you, girl.
Yeah. Well, your brain clicks in when you
Yeah.
hear it.
Yeah.
It's like a mantra and then you're on.
It's
for the
like
show.
when you used to be eating dinner at the table and you'd hear The Simpsons.
Yeah, that's right. I mean, credit
Dun,
sequences
dun, dun, dun.
now
Yep.
abandoned
Yeah.
pretty much.
Oh,
Thank God. Well, White Lotus, but they changed.
the White Lotus.
Changed.
How
Some
Shella,
people had routines ready to go.
Shella was so thrown.
Yeah, I know.
When I tell you every year for the opening credits, my daughter performs an interpretive dance made up on the spot.
Oh, and what an opening credit soundtrack it was.
It was so
Whimsical,
good. Yes.
hilarious.
They did tweak it for season 2 slightly,
Did they?
but it still had the DNA of the ooh,
Yeah,
ooh.
yeah.
And so she thought, as an artiste, she
Yeah.
had an idea of the general beat of the song. So last night, when my daughter is preparing to appear as a bird of paradise,
Yes.
and the music starts playing, I see a look of horror across her beak,
Yeah, this isn't what.
and I'm
This
like,
isn't what your magic brain daughter was imagining.
And so in my mind, I'm thinking, no cultural appropriation in the dancing, please. But of course she didn't do that. She's been raised well.
That's right.
So she,
Even though the show is set in Thailand and is about spirituality, apparently.
correct, so much spirituality and a lot of cutaways to monkeys.
A lot of cutaways to monkeys, and also, will those brothers sleep with each other?
Let's
What a
talk
combo.
about that. Can we get right to that point? So obviously White Lotus has kicked off. Season 3, we've been waiting forever.
Yes.
And if you want to see Marcella's opening credits dance, it's currently on our Instagram. It's had 100,000 views overnight, so
Yeah.
she's wrapped with that. And we got very excited. We're in Thailand. The girl from Odie, what's the girl's name from Blackpink? Lisa from Blackpink is in it. She plays Mook. And we've got the girl from Sex Education with the amazing teeth.
Yes.
We have Aldi Daniel Craig, Lucius Malfoy.
I'm sure he loves that. Parker Posey.
That southern
Queer
accent.
icon.
Oh
I know.
my God.
Yeah.
He went to Duke.
I know.
Love Parker Posey. Who else? We have Arnold Schwarzenegger's son.
Patrick playing is he incestuous brother?
Straight off the bat.
I know.
I'm
Mike White.
so uncomfortable. And I forgot the deep sense of uncomfortableness this show invokes for every second it's on. It's
Yeah.
so, I'm sitting there like,
He did a similar thing with Theo James and Will Sharp. Remember, we were sort of constantly toying with, are they hot for each other? What's happening here? Like, what's going on? But they weren't brothers.
no. And there's a scene where he's, but it was weird to begin with. Straight away, my spidey senses are tingling when they're out
Yeah.
all by the pool.
Yeah.
And the sister and the elder brother, Arnold Schwarzenegger's son,
Yeah.
not the one he had with the cleaner, the one he had with Marina Shriver, the Kennedy.
Yeah. Maria.
So straight away, one's like, "Oh, weren't you coming into the pool with me?" And and his sister's like, "When you coming for a walk with me?" And I'm like, straight away, I'm like, I'm getting
Yeah.
the Red Keep, Cersei Lannister vibes,
Yeah, yeah.
Jamie Lannister vibes.
I'm getting Menendez brothers, which is appropriate considering it's all going to end in murder.
God. Yes. And then there's a scene toward the end where the elder brother says, "Oh, I need somewhere to go and masturbate," and picks his porn before he leaves in front of his
Wanders
younger brother.
butt naked, to the bathroom, leaves the door open for a little bit.
And makes pointed eye contact. I mean, what every sibling pair wants is meaningful eye contact before one wanks. Wild.
Wild.
It just, I was very uncomfortable.
And then there's the status anxiety storyline between Carrie Coon and her two best blonde bitch friends?
Carrie Coon.
Oh, what an icon!
What an icon.
She's always been iconic, but
Yeah.
I feel like this character to play sort of like a middle-aged, sort of barely holding on, sort of looking at her best friends, envying them. I'm so good for her repertoire because she's already in the Gilded Age,
course.
where she's magnificent and haughty and like conniving.
And
And
upper
then
class.
she was in The Leftovers as well.
Oh,
She's often confused for Anna Torv, interestingly. Like I've heard like commentators say that they find them really similar, more when she has brown hair.
really?
Yeah.
I would say because neither of them have gone the Botox route.
Yes.
They look
totally.
like normal, natural
And they
women.
exploit that in this beautifully.
Truly,
Yeah.
truly. How the two other women are looking at each other saying, you don't look a day over 17, nor do you. And then Carrie Coons is sitting there going, Pam. Nobody's addressing her.
No.
I love it.
That was, yeah.
It's so good. So obviously they're in a wellness retreat in Thailand.
Yes.
They're all horrible. There's the inner workings of the staff, and then there's the inner
Yes.
workings of
One
the
of the
guest.
staff is Morgana O'Reilly, who is an Australian New Zealand actress.
She's amazing.
I know. It was so great to see her there.
Yeah.
I'm so thrilled for her.
It feels like a Rebel Wilson-esque character almost.
She seems nice at the moment.
Yes.
Mind you, Murray Bartlett seemed nice at the beginning too. So who knows?
Oh, the woman diva. The lady who owns the resort
Yeah.
with
I
the
know.
veneers
Yeah,
and the
yeah. Former actress.
former actress.
Yes.
Diva.
Yeah.
I
yeah.
actually love her.
Yeah.
She's my favorite character thus far.
Yeah, yeah, of
but
course.
I'm extremely uncomfortable.
Yeah.
I just want you to know.
Well, it's all about unease. Yeah. And socially awkward situations where people feel they can't say what they need to say.
Oh God. Anyway, we'll
love
wait.
it.
We'll wait for it. You do love it. And
It's slow burn though. I mean, it's really relying on we'll be patient. Like at this point, I'm like, okay, I'm just trusting because every other season's been so good. So I'm going to take note of everything and keep going.
and can you explain how extraordinary the writer creator is? Like it's
Mike White,
and it's
yeah.
one dude.
One dude, yeah. And he did Enlightened with Laura Dern back in the day, but also weirdly major reality show contestant. Used to be on like Survivor. Did Amazing Race with his dad.
Yep. But writes it and directs
yeah,
it.
Totally.
And does he have collaboration in any of the episodes, or it's all solo writes?
It's all him.
No co-writes.
Yeah, it's all him. Yeah.
So that would be like if you sat down with a newsreader and didn't have Emma or anyone, you just. I mean,
Yeah,
it
it's
saves on
amazing.
cost, doesn't it?
I think he's probably at this point charging a pretty penny for his services.
Amazing.
I hope he is. But also, it's like, in terms of TV ideas, I cannot think of one that I would covet more. It's just like every time he thinks, okay, what next season? Which impossibly glamorous location do I want to go to? And which actors? And I just get to keep the ones I want to keep. If should I so desire to keep an actor, I will keep them. But other than that, send me to the most expensive Four Seasons hotel you possibly can in the world, and I will spend a few months there making this show.
I can do with less monkey shots, guys.
Really? Is
I'm
that,
just
yeah,
going to
that's your
say
one
it.
note.
My note is a touch less incest and a smidge less monkeys. They're my only notes so far. More Parker Posey.
I'm okay with the incest.
I'm not. It feels weird. I don't know. For
I think
some
it's going
reason,
somewhere.
I was fine with Jamie and Cersei.
Hmm.
Get it on, bring it on, amazing. But for some reason, I'm having an issue with. It feels like it's a bit of a power dynamic issue. It doesn't feel okay. I mean, besides the obvious fact they're meant to be brothers, it just feels like the older brother's a bit.
Yeah.
He's so disgusting. Oh, long haul flights make me horny. Gross. Shut up.
Did you see a post about the kids, the opening shot where the oldest son's got the sunglasses on, the daughter's got headphones on, and the little brother's drinking a beer, and that's the monkeys can't see, ears closed, can't speak.
Oh, see no evil, hear no evil, speak no evil.
Yes. I love Easter
Hilarious.
eggs like that.
Okay, now you've got me. Now I'm interested. Lots has happened while we were doing other things. Beyonce announced her tour finally, which I did predict. Let's
Did
just say
predict,
it.
yes.
I did say it was going to be a tour. And her tickets went on sale. There was
There's drama in the Beehive.
the Beehive were dubiously charged.
Yeah, they had been buzzing, as she said in that viral
She
clip
did.
on Grammys nights
She
when
did.
she won. We haven't even referred to the fact that Beyonce did win Album of the Year.
I talked about it briefly on an extra
Oh, okay.
and did say how much she hates her husband clearly, and the Grammys confirmed that. They are not together. There was a severe and necessary double shoulder tap given to the husband after she won Album of the Year finally. Nowhere to be seen.
Right.
So just watch this space. I'm telling you, the two marriages that will not be together by the end of this year will be Ryan Reynolds and Blake Lively, and Beyonce, Giselle Carter, Knowles Carter, and Jay-Z.
Really?
They will be the two marriages no more by the end of this year, is my prediction. Mark it in the diary.
Yeah, I mean, weirdly, with her, I feel like maybe the marriage would fall apart, but they'd still publicly stay together. I don't know why. I just feel like she's.
Depends how the Diddy trials go. I think that very heavily depends on it.
Yes.
And don't be surprised if her tour has been scheduled around the time it's all meant to go to trial. Oh, no, don't worry, I've looked. It is.
Right.
It is. So are we going?
Oh, well, I mean,
We don't know. We can't
At
commit.
the moment, it's just this
We're
like
tired.
Mardi Gras is is just sucking
We've got
up all
Kylie
of our-
Minogue this Thursday. We've got Odie's 18th on Saturday, and then we've got Mardi Gras.
It's the gayest fortnight we could
And
possibly
for
imagine.
us to say that, considering we did see Gaga in Vegas and Beyonce
Yeah.
and 3 Broadway shows in New York, for
Yeah.
us to say we have the gayest fortnight coming up,
Yeah,
I mean,
know.
we're basically those brothers in White Lotus
we are. Without the incest.
without the incest.
But I mean, we've obviously missed the first initial rush for tickets. But
That
I feel
doesn't
like,
concern us.
No,
And I know she's announcing more shows.
she's announcing more shows, but also they have some crazy like dynamic pricing thing, and they slugged
So can
the
you explain
Beehive.
what happened to the Beehive?
Well, when they logged on, they were looking for tickets, and it's like the cheapest one you could get anywhere was like $300 or something, and then if you wanted to be on the floor, you're looking at over $1,000.
So they're surging for the most hardcore fans because
and
they know
then-
they'll
and
pay
then they
it.
waited a couple of days, and then all of a sudden the tickets were like a lot cheaper. So it is a bit like hit your fans hardest, which is not cool.
That should be illegal. They're not allowed to do that here. I know that.
Dynamic, yeah, it's horrible. We've have it with we've got surge pricing on Uber.
Uber.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a real feature of the modern world that
It's
is
not good.
No.
So then she also released a new perfume.
Yeah.
And her followers, just if you have a spare couple minutes today, go and look at Beyonce's latest post with the
Yeah,
perfume.
yeah.
Because the comments underneath had me
Yeah,
screaming.
yeah.
It's like, girl, I'm broke. I fought for my life today for tickets. Stop telling me I have to buy
Yeah.
things. Someone asked her if she had bills to pay and is she okay?
Yeah.
Like the amount of things she's releasing and
I
the
know.
Beehive are just saying, babes, we can't.
There is a limit.
Please, we can't do
Yeah.
this.
She's already
Please.
got, was it Ivy Park, the clothing range,
Yes.
which has a whole lot of stuff. She's got the Whiskey Sir.
Mm-hmm.
She's got the hair range with her mother.
Yes.
And she's got she's got a
perfume.
fragrance. I mean, that's just 4 things that are going at the moment.
And the
that we know
tour's
of.
gone on sale.
The tour, obviously,
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah. So look, it's exciting. We're excited. We are also excited as we do our Diva Roundup about Gaga's new song Abracadabra.
Yeah.
I love
with
it.
accompanying video
Whenever
clip.
she's slightly Catholic and very gothic,
yeah.
it works.
And bonkers. Like whenever she commits to this chorus is going to have literal bits where I'm like, ooh, gaga, and nonsense words. I'm here. I'm absolutely here. And also, she commits.
Yeah.
That's what I love about it. Like that video clip is every move she is executing maximum effort.
Totally.
All the time.
I just get, I've been watching all the behind the scenes, and when she's doing the choreo, she's gone full out in the rehearsals. Her whole body's on the line. That woman is nearly 40. She's 39, almost 40. And I'm just watching her going, like, your joints. It was like the same way when I look at Madonna, your knees. Stephanie Gemalotta. I'm so excited.
Oh, me too.
And that tour, when she announces it, we're going.
Well, also, me too.
Babe. Like,
There had been a vibe. There had been this sort of perception of Gaga that she'd passed the era where she could have a solo hit. She kind of needed Ariana or Bruno to like get her duet hit. But this has proved no. When she goes hard down the Gaga lane, people are there.
but she's just like, and we've got to thank her fiance for telling her to do this.
We do.
But
I'm not going to thank him so much for giving us the Harlequin album,
no.
which I did listen to.
But I feel like, didn't he tell her not to do that?
No, he did.
Yeah. But no, I think when she's just, all right, I'm going to give them what they want.
Yeah,
Can't go wrong.
I know.
You cannot go
I know.
wrong.
I mean, we already loved Disease, which didn't do that well.
Love Disease.
Loved it. But this is even more.
In the Disease film clip, she's wearing, they very clearly all link.
Yeah.
So there's a
I
little
know.
hint of a costume in Disease that then I think manifests in
Yeah.
Abracadabra.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
it's going to be a
Oh,
whole
totally.
story.
I mean, Die with a Smile doesn't quite fit, but she's putting it on the album, and of course she will. You know that's going to be a bigger song.
I
Isn't
know.
that weird?
I know. I'm not a fan of that one.
I mean, I like it.
I don't
but
like Bruno.
something wrong.
He rubs me up the wrong way.
Really?
Yeah, he's on my list with Ryan Reynolds and Jason Momoa, who's now dating a 25-year-old.
Well,
Gross.
yeah.
That's how old your daughters are. Whatever.
Mm.
Boo. I always knew he was shit. All right. Last week, I released a podcast very much for your demographic around perimenopause.
Very much. I listened.
I know. I really appreciate
and
that.
I took things from it.
Did you?
Yeah.
What did you learn from my chat with Dr.
I've-
Stacey Sims?
Don't go to the gym and burn myself out on a completely empty stomach. Don't go to the gym fasting. So I've got my Greek yogurt and my berries.
I love that Michael's adhering to the advice for women. Good.
Yeah, I admit, like, beyond that, obviously, yeah. I mean, obviously, it was not good for me.
No, but
necessarily.
it's good that you're adopting something. It can't
I mean,
hurt.
if only there was some sort of podcast or service
I
out
know,
there that
for
helped
men.
men's fitness.
I know, I'm just
if
so-
only,
I'm so
I could
neglected.
learn about ice baths and whatever
There's
bullshit.
just no biohacking
Yeah.
podcasts out there by bros.
Yeah.
Men in podcasting in general. There's just a real lack of white men with microphones.
That's right.
And I just want to be on the forefront of championing. Actually, I'm offering the studios to any white
the
men
underrepresented white
who
men.
feel, they want to talk about
Join us, bros.
resilience,
Yeah.
training.
Yeah.
Tell me about how resilient you are with your 4 houses. Anyway, my podcast last week with Dr. Stacey Sims, we can leave that in. I don't give a fuck. I'm choosing violence today. It has gone bunta. When I tell you it has had, I'm going to triple the amount of listens any episode we've ever done has had. And it's made me realize, a while ago I talked about wanting to do a podcast like I did with Anomalous, but around perimenopause. And we tried to take it to market and we couldn't get anyone really interested in sponsoring it. Can you believe no one was willing to invest in women's health? What? And I kind of put it on the back burner because I simply cannot afford to keep funding these podcasts without advertising. Emsolation and Emsolation Extra are great. They pay for themselves. But to create a whole new production is a lot of money and I can't afford it. So we're going to keep seeking out sponsors. And by the way, there are hundreds of thousands of people who listen to us, who will listen to the Perimenopause podcast. They're all women over 35 and or gay men. So an AFAB. I feel like it's a pretty engaged, amazing market to have. But the
And
second,
they buy shit too.
Yes.
If
but
you're an
the second
advertiser.
you mention perimenopause,
Yeah.
advertisers panic.
Yeah.
That's okay. As always, I am going to push on and just like most things in our lives, we're going to get it done ourselves.
Yeah.
There's more to come, but can I reveal the name of the podcast?
Oh,
My show.
yeah.
The podcast is called Rage Against the Vagine. Yes.
Amazing.
Rage Against the Vagine. And we're going to be doing a line of merch that you all are going to buy, and that money is going to pay for the podcast to be made. I'm going to do this with you all. We're going to cut out the middle people as always. So we'll be revealing the merch next week. I have designed the logo. You've seen it.
I have seen it.
Yes.
It's an amazing image.
Thank you so much. And you'll be able to see it next week. We'll make the T-shirt available to buy, and everybody who buys one, you'll see them in the street. You'll see people, and it's really cool. You're going to love it. We're going to do a hoodie as well. But I just was sitting around yesterday tired of people deciding that our health and wellness was worth their monetary investment. And I just said to everybody, fuck it. We'll do it ourselves and we'll, and the people we're making it for can invest in it. So you're all going to be producers on the podcast. You can put it on your IMDb or your resume, producer of Rage Against the Vagine, if you want to.
If you want.
You may not. But I think the response from people has been so incredible and overwhelming. And there is it's just wild to me that people aren't picking up on this, that there's this desire and need. Because let me tell you, the Exennial X's, we are the most powerful and educated generation of women that has ever come. And if you thought that we were going to take the fuckery of perimenopause
your
laying
mother-
down,
yes.
if you thought we were going to just accept this and go quietly into the abyss, you are sadly mistaken. So there's all these shell-shocked men and corporations looking around each other going, what's happening?
The tradition is you don't mention it.
It's an unmentionable. Fuck that.
You go away and you deal with it, and then you come back
Exactly.
when you're
When you've got your long grey hair and your
That's
chickens
right.
and your vegetables.
When you're in when you're in your Jane Campion top of the lake era, when you're in the colony.
Society would dearly love us to just, just shh. That is not happening. And I look around and the collective swelling of rage is fueling me. And is that healthy? I don't give a fuck. It's all I've got.
It's alphabet-esque.
It is. So we will be making Rage Against the Vagine with your help. Next week, we're going to reveal the picture that I've drawn and the merch, and you'll be able to buy it. And you will be safe in the knowledge that that money is going to be funneled directly back into making a beautiful podcast, what we deserve and need in this moment in time. I'm on it.
And will you be will it involve people like Dr. Stacey and, you know, that sort of,
It'll be experts, but what we also want is the voices of the women and AFAB. We want to hear, so we're going to be setting up an answering service and we're going to be having listeners and people who are going through perimenopause calling in, and it's like the rage line. It's going to be, hey, it's M.
Yeah.
Let me know how you're feeling. And it's just going to be, I just want the voices of the people actually affected by perimenopause to be filtered throughout this podcast. I want it to really be imbued.
The guttural howl.
Yeah. It's just, and I also want people to tell me the things they want to know, the problems they're having, the questions they have, because I want to weave the questions throughout the podcast. Since I'm getting the audience to invest in it, I want to answer their questions.
Yeah.
And I want this to be a community project and a group project. And I think it's going to be huge and it's going to bring us all together. And anytime you see another person wearing the Rage Against the Vagine merch in the street,
You'll know. You're my people.
You'll know. You can do a little like silent rage hand signal. You just know.
Yeah. Are you mid hot flush right now?
Exactly.
How's your anger levels? Did you sleep?
No, I did not. I've stopped sleeping. So that's what's happening. I want to thank everybody that's reached out about the pod. But yeah, it's been a wild old few days on that. It's pretty cool. And she is amazing. Dr. Stacey.
Where does she live?
New Zealand.
Oh, okay, right.
Well, that's where everybody goes. New Zealand. Well, she's got a fellowship at the University of New Zealand.
Oh, okay.
But I just think there's a lot of biohackers and doomsday preppers. Not that Dr. Stacey's a doomsday. New Zealand's the place
That's
to go.
right. Well, it's going to be the last country standing, isn't it, when the world goes to shit?
Apparently. So we'll see. All right. Should we touch on the Super Bowl before we head to sealed section?
Oh, yeah, okay.
In the sealed section, we're going to be talking about apple cider vinegar. I'm obsessed. I've binge watched it, and then I've gone back and revisited the Belle Gibson story, and it's wild. My mum bought the whole pantry up.
I bet she did.
We'll talk about that.
The aesthetic of it was very our mother's coded.
Oh, 100%. We're also going to be talking about the Mardi Gras prep. There's a bit to discuss. But before we head into the sealed section, the Super Bowl obviously occurred. Kendrick Lamar's halftime performance is now the most watched halftime performance in the history of the Super Bowl. His $1,200 Celine bootleg jeans have sold out online. And everybody is talking. Drake even dropped an album.
I didn't even know that.
Yeah.
Isn't that sad?
And it's called Some Sexy Songs for You.
No.
It's terrible.
Oh.
It's actually terrible. It's sad.
It is wild times to think they engaged in this battle and then Kendrick won with a song that then claimed Song of the Year and Song of the Year and Record of the Year at the Grammys. And then he performed it at the Super Bowl, and then he got Drake's ex, Serena Williams, to do the Crip Walk. And this was all
SZA. Drake dated SZA as well. Two of his exes performed.
admitted to say the word trying to strike a chord, and it's probably A minor, but the whole crowd yelled it out.
But he also had an A minor necklace on.
my God.
He had a massive lowercase a diamond necklace on.
Drake is suing the record label, isn't
Everybody. But do you remember the old rap battles, the diss of old? Do you remember back in the day when
innocent times.
Yeah, when the
Yeah.
fights would just be like, I'm going to steal your missus or something.
Yeah.
And meanwhile, Kendrick Lamar is a Pulitzer Prize winning rapper.
Yeah.
This man, the pettiness levels when you take a highly intelligent man with means and you upset him, the levels of pettiness that can be attained to crescendo into using the Super Bowl
I know.
to finally put the final nail in your coffin via Jay-Z curating that performance.
Yeah. And also that song, is one I listen to it when I work out.
Yeah.
I mean, it's such a good song.
Yeah. So I really enjoyed it. I enjoyed all of the thought that went into it. Gaga performed.
Oh, she performed in
Edge
New
of
Orleans
Glory.
or something, didn't she?
I'm on the Edge of
yes,
Glory.
I did watch that. Yes.
No,
Yeah.
that's not what she sung. What's the song she...
No.
From
the
Top
one
Gun.
from Hold On. No, what is it?
Yes. Hold My Hand.
Hold my hand. That one. Just like that.
Not my favourite Gaga song. But you know what?
I loved it when she sang it. Remember when she sang it at the Oscars?
Yes.
And she came all made up and then she was like dressed down
Yes.
and then she came back. I mean,
I
that
just
classic
think
Gaga moment.
she loves it. You know when an artist loves a song and doesn't care if no one else does? I think that she really loves that song.
Do you know what Kylie Minogue's favourite song of her own is? I just learned this today.
What?
Slow. And I love,
Really?
yeah, I think it's pretty much mine too.
What's your favorite? Really?
I think so. I love, and there's a really great remix
Confide in me, hands down, every
that
day.
she did for the disco era that she did, where she did this like great remix of Slow that I.
That's a really good. Okay, wait. Kylie songs.
Yeah.
We should discuss our favorite. Oh, we're not in the sealed section yet. Let's go through our favorite Kylie songs in the sealed section because we are seeing her this week.
Okay.
But I think we'll get it because in the sealed section we can be a bit more casual.
Okay.
I really want it because I have some surprising favorite Kylie songs.
Intrigued.
Yeah, I do. And I also just want to state, I know that Madonna has said that she's possibly releasing Confessions #2, but I want to say, I need you to prepare yourself. I don't need new music from Madge.
Don't you?
Do you? Look down that camera and tell the truth.
I don't need it, but I want it. Oh no, but it's Stuart Price. I mean, I'm excited. But also, what I loved about Confessions was when she was the first person that was doing that sort of like taking those classic beats like "I Feel Love" and then turning them into new songs, or like ABBA's "Gimme Gimme Gimme."
Sure.
So no, I'm up for more of it.
Just give me a greatest hits tour, babe.
She just did.
Didn't come here.
No, well, we did have tickets to go. Remember?
I know. I know. All right, gang, that's it for the main episode. Coming up in the sealed section, as we said, our apple cider vinegar deep dive. I've forgotten so many aspects of that story. And then I listened to a podcast on Belle Gibson this morning and I forgot about her rebrand in 2021. Oh, my God. We're also going to be talking Mardi Gras. And then, as just decided then, we're going to be discussing our favourite Kylie Minogue songs.
Hi, gay.
Totally.
Bye.
Bye.
It's Emsolation Extra.
Hello, welcome to this week's edition of the Sealed Section. We have about 200 new Emsolation Extra subscribers. So welcome on your free 7-day trial. Maybe you'll stick around. Why wouldn't you? There's so much amazing content to behold, such as this chat that's about to happen. It's made the top 5 in the international Netflix charts. Apple Cider Vinegar, the true-ish story of the Belle Gibson hoodwinking. you would call
True-ish,
it.
important.
True-ish.
Yes.
Some things have been changed to protect the innocent.
Yeah, it's fictionalized. A lot of characters combined and things like that.
What I'm waiting for is the nerd breakdown of the exact things that are true, people that existed.
They exist.
It does.
Yeah.
And things that have been embellished. Because I'm starting to get, now that it's getting notoriety, all the different camps involved
Yes.
in the real life saga
Yes.
are starting to.
Well, the family of, so it fictionalized her rival Instagram queen.
But she was a real person.
She's based on a real person.
In the show, her name's Miller.
That's right.
And she had cancer in her arm.
That's right.
A very rare one.
And all of that way that that's represented is correct, and
Yes.
including what she was saying and everything. But
And that the fact that she died and Belle was at her funeral.
yes, but they weren't friends, and her family are.
But they didn't depict that they were friends in
I
the,
didn't think
in
so
the
either.
show.
They did sort of. They did depict, but also
Miller never liked her in the show, and Chai Hansen's character actually says to her on the bed, "You gave her the creeps. She didn't like you." So
Yeah.
I wonder, do you think the family perhaps haven't? It's been too painful for them to watch, and they're just maybe guessing.
Well, I mean,
I wouldn't I wouldn't judge them.
No, I mean, I think there is all the message. It sounds like they've watched. They definitely said that there was lots of communication between them, even if
Yeah.
they weren't friends. But
It was
but
Belle leaving
I
comments.
felt like it was very clearly established. I mean, they literally have at the start of every episode the cast turn to camera and say that this is not true.
Yeah.
So the disclaimer could not be more clear. And I think the reason it's been presented as a combination of figures that, you know, and also the original journalist that broke the story was actually worked for The Australian.
Not the age.
No, and then these two. But the reason why the original journalist is sort of angry about this is because he's the one that had the wife with breast cancer, not the age ones. And so he's a bit like, hang on, it was me. But again, it's all fictional. Like they're not like using names. Or
But
anything
I
like
feel
that.
like they are using some names. And I think that's where the problem is. Sure, on a technicality, you can say, no, but a lot of it's fictional. But for the average viewer, if enough of the names are like, for me, The Crown is a documentary because they're using the exact names of the people involved. And I think for audiences, and I think the people who make this show banked on that, you do start to think to yourself, oh yeah, this definitely happened because she's a real person and she really did those things. So, and there's not like there's a moment where they're going, okay, now this bit's fiction. This bit didn't actually happen, so don't believe it, but this bit did. I'm amazed, and I think it's a bit ethically ambiguous what they've done. It does sit weird in my little tummy. And you know she's a sensitive soul.
Your stomach, yeah.
And when something
acutely.
sets off her ethics place.
Yeah.
So as I was consuming this show, I felt really unsafe watching it. And I also felt like I would, if I